Hello, I'm here with Lindsay Bates and Gavin Alexander from Vapor Music and Long Division. Welcome, both of you. It's lovely to have a chat with you. I wondered if, for anyone watching, if you could introduce yourselves in a little bit of detail, give us some context of your background. Lindsay, let's start with you.
Sure. My name is Lindsay Bates. I am the managing partner at Vapor Music. I will age myself very quickly, but it's been almost 2 decades at Vapor, and yeah, very grateful to be here.
Great, excellent. And Gavin, a little bit of background on you as well, please.
Yeah, so my name's Gavin Alexander, and I'm head of business development of Long Division. Long Division is part of the Vapor Music group that focuses purely on all long form film and TV.
Okay, excellent, excellent. And again, for anyone that doesn't know, your company does music and music editing as well as original composition. If you can, give me sort of the elevator
Sure.
pitch, the
Sure.
30 seconds on all of that, because I know you do a lot of things, so I want to make sure we hit on them.
Sure. Vapor Music, we are a full service audio facility. We cover everything from, as you said, original composition, music licensing, sound design, voice casting. Yeah, we do it all. And we also accommodate all of this for advertising, gaming, long format, and Gavin will elaborate on that. Animation, like many different platforms.
Great, great.
We like to tell everybody we're a one-stop shop.
We do like that one-stop shop. Yeah, you're right. It's true.
Yeah. Great, great. And did the company start originally in advertising, like short form, and now you've moved in, I guess, Gavin, with Long Division into episodic kids shows and things like that?
Yeah. So when I first started the company 10 years ago, Vapor Music, Vapor Music purely was doing advertising. As time went on, I started the process of marking out a space for ourselves in the animation market, in particular kids TV market. Yeah. And as we became more and more successful and more entrenched within that space, we felt it would be a good idea to create some sort of differentiation, if I can say that correctly, between Vapor Music and the long form work that we're doing. And so we thought it would be a good idea to create an ancillary company called Long Division that focuses purely on long form, so that our advertising clients who knows this Vapor Music were no longer getting confused, going, why am I seeing all you're doing in kids animation? I thought you were doing advertising. You're not doing that anymore. We're doing all those and more.
Yeah. Excellent. Great. Good. Okay. And it's been a bit of a roller coaster the last couple of years, I imagine, for a lot of your clients. Has that impacted some of the things you're doing? And if so, how are you sort of pivoting, I guess, as a lot of people are pivoting right now? Are there other newer markets or other things you're going after currently to sort of bolster the amount of production happening out there?
We could tag team this question if you want, Gav. I will say, sure. Initially, and we're so grateful for it, that during COVID, which was such an unpredictable time, animation and the long form world really saved us, because production as far as advertising goes was completely on hold. No live shoots, no new production. So we were really, as I said, very grateful for the fact that the animated shows that we were helping with were still forging ahead. So yeah, I mean, during that unpredictable time, that is how we pivoted in a sense. So we really benefited from the fact that Long Division was thriving at that time. Do you want to elaborate on that, Gav?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's safe to say COVID, ironically, was a boom time for TV across the board, not just in audio, but animation houses as well. And, I have a huge admiration for our team of engineers and sound designers who themselves had to pivot drastically in order to enable us to continue delivering the work that we delivered for these projects that were ongoing during that time. So we continue doing voiceover record from people's houses and able to send out the various equipment and gear that they needed to these different homes. And they could be all over Canada and the States, voiceover director in LA, talent in Vancouver or in East Coast, and be able to record them as a collective, as an ensemble,
Right.
and deliver high quality work, as well as obviously the music and the sound design and people working
Right.
remotely or coming into our facilities here in Toronto
Yeah.
and Vancouver. So it was everybody was pivoting. Everybody, the
Yeah.
whole world was pivoting at that
The
time.
whole world.
And
Absolutely.
we had to pivot in terms of maintaining our reputation and delivery of excellence during that time, which we've maintained since then, despite the market post-COVID contracting,
Sure. Sure.
as we all know, and the challenges that we're all facing at this time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It feels like we came through a big bubble. I think to your point, like COVID helped in a sense on the production side for sure, because everything ramped up, right? Streaming ramped up,
Mm,
entertainment ramped up. But
mm.
again, the production, the actual production of it was the real added layer of ingenuity, I
Sure.
think, you know.
And for us, I think for us, the benefit, you compare it to the commercials world, which is in and out.
Right.
Job comes in, do the session, it's done in a week or maybe longer than that, but it's pretty
Yeah.
short.
Yes.
We could be doing a series of 5211s or 2612s, whatever it may be,
Sure.
and that could be for 2 years. And the
Yeah.
beauty of being a full service audio house is that we could be working for a year just doing the voice records, or
Yeah.
6 months to a year just doing voice records, and then we have to do all the music, and then we
Yeah.
do all the sound design, and then we do all the mixing, and then you're not just doing it for TV, you're doing it for YouTube, so you've got shorts going on as well. And also
Right.
we're writing songs,
Yeah.
which could be episodic songs or could be for the YouTube episodes as well. So there's, when when the harvest is high, we're busy across
Yeah.
all these different areas.
Yeah. Great.
And we're able
Excellent.
to accommodate because of our size as well. Like we can take on so much at once.
Yeah.
And a lot of our competitors aren't able to say that. But Gavin is right. I mean, long format is unbelievably different. It's different situation than a 15-second commercial, right?
Right.
You're kind of in
Right.
and out and it's done. But long format is more of a process, and it's a great relationship, right? You can go on
Yeah.
for months and years.
Well,
Yeah.
and I've met many of your crew and the engineers there, and I think that's also probably, I think you'd agree with me, one of the strengths internally is that you have a lot of people who are musicians. And
Yeah,
so, they're not just a board engineer, they also are a musician, and they greatly understand from soup to nuts how things have to play and how they need to be built and how they need to be orchestrated. And like if I could jokingly about the making of the sausage, you've got some very senior, very experienced folks that know how to make the sausage, if I could use that analogy, right? Behind closed doors.
Mhm.
yeah, and
Your
I think the interesting
teams,
thing for us, and an interesting thing for a lot of the team here, is that they come from a background of doing commercials. So
right.
had that kind of mindset of doing 15, 30-second, 1 minute spots.
Yeah.
And then we're transitioning where some of the guys now have been doing exclusively long form,
Mhm.
Right.
working
Right.
on working on feature length
Yeah.
specials,
Yeah.
working on shorts, working on episodic stuff,
Mhm.
and using the craft that they learned doing commercials into the long form space. That gives it a
Right.
freshness and innovation that will again
Yeah.
puts us ahead of the game.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. Sure. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Um, is AI impacting your business at all yet? I can't imagine, but maybe I'm wrong.
You know what? AI is a looming request. I think it sort of sits on the periphery right now. I think clients are taken by the novelty of it, but I think when you are really in love with the craft of audio, I don't think AI is your priority. I think
Right.
it's definitely something that's you want to know what you want to know about it, but I do believe that people, like copywriters and art directors that really respect the craft that goes into music, sound design, I don't think they want AI. I think they want a
Right.
creative process. I think they want the investment and the time that we put in. I don't think they want it being with the press of a button. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, again, I think it's cool. I think it's a novelty.
Right.
Yes, we have had clients request it, but I think I'm hoping, and I think that audio will be safe. I think we'll be okay.
Yeah. I take your point exactly, Lindsay, about it being the novelty. It's new,
Mhm.
or people are talking about it a lot, but I think again, if they're looking for quality, I think that's the separator. You know,
Absolutely.
I've talked to folks working in AI labs right now, and they're saying the amount of work they're doing behind the scenes to get something visual, not audio,
Mhm.
but visual, to run for more than a minute or two is actually not cost effective right now. So they're saying, you know, visually it might work for a 15 or 30 seconds commercial as example. But beyond that, the amount of time and effort they have to do to fix everything, it's not production ready, you know, on the
Definitely.
visual side. Again, I go back to if it's audio, you know, audio has already seen a lot of advancements and mechanization, automation over the years. You know, the fact that I worked at a game studio and we used to go to racetracks and record audio because we were building racing games. And sometimes we get back to the studio and go, doesn't sound like a race car, even though it actually is. So
Mhm.
then we would have to custom design the sound of the racing cars to go into the game. And
Yeah.
so, you know, we needed really good audio engineers to build those clips and those sound bites because we just couldn't capture them all the time, you know,
And there's such a distinct authenticity there, right? Which to
yeah,
me, AI lacks, you know.
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
no, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
sorry, just to interject regarding going back to an earlier point about pivoting.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think, you know, I mean, Lindsay may want to speak to this in more depth, but a decision that herself and the owner of the company, Joey, made during COVID was to expand our facilities.
Right.
So we went from having a space with 3 studios to expanding and taking over the neighboring office and building
Yep.
2 further new studios, one of which is an Atmos studio. So, you know, that investment in our resources is a key to our company in terms of our growth and capacity,
Yep.
but also in terms of our business development, how we sell ourselves as a company. You know, as you
Right.
know, your
Right.
time spent here,
Mhm.
Lars, we have stunning
Oh,
facilities here.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree with you more, Gavin. I think that's, you know, something we've discussed in the past too. Like people need to go and see the studio because you have a beautiful space. And
Yeah, for
I think it's
sure.
really conducive to, you know, clients wanting to be there. But also just I don't know, there's such a design element. I just felt relaxed when I got in. I thought, oh, this what a great designer. Somebody did a fantastic job in here. And so I
Yeah,
think,
and
you know, people
Yeah.
should, if they have the time, get on over and spend some time at your studio because it's just visually it's a stunning space. The design's amazing, and it's yeah. I think we should have
sure.
parties there. Gavin, Lindsay, let's get on it. Let's have some
Let's get on
Yeah,
it.
parties.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the things that we're talking about, is hosting mixers
Yeah,
Mhm.
for industry leaders and clients for sure, to
yeah,
have this as a space that people can network and connect with each other.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
think, you know, what kind of bring more, and from my perspective in terms of in working in the long form space, what also gives us a certain uniqueness is the fact that we're bringing the culture from the world of advertising
yeah.
commercials, which is very client service focused,
Sure. Yeah,
Mhm.
into long form, where I'd say most clients are like lucky if they get a cup of tea, and
It's true.
perhaps a biscuit.
Mhm.
right. Yeah, right.
Whereas,
Right.
you know, they come here and it's the red carpet, and then like, oh my
Yeah,
God, on
Yeah.
top of the quality delivery of the team that work here and the services provide,
Yeah.
that
yeah,
kind of holistic element to it as well is another great
yeah.
element to what we do.
Do
I
you
agree.
do you, do you have a hard time getting them to leave then when they?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
We
They're
do. We
like,
take
they're still
them out.
here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
But
hard to go.
again, I'm like, great, do some meetings while you're here. Please do your
And
Right.
we
calls.
often do
Yeah.
get a request for a boardroom because,
Yeah.
I mean, the goal is we actually expanded during a time where we were surrounded by contraction, but
Right.
um, gosh, I remember vividly sessions with just overflowing with people and clients and food and a real buzz in the air.
Right.
And COVID really eliminated that. So we are one of our main goals, and Gavin and I talk about it all the time, is getting people back to our space, getting people back to what they love doing, and the space and the environment in which you're in and inspired by is such an integral part of it. You know,
Mhm.
editorial, you know, that line of business is also the same. People are here for hours, but because they want to be, you know,
Right.
so
Right.
yeah, COVID eliminated that culture. And so we are really trying to get it back, and our space can
Yeah.
certainly do that.
Yeah.
And I think, I think one thing that we've been doing recently to kind of speak to that is we get, if the budget allowing,
Mhm.
we get a chef in to cook
Right.
lunch,
Right. Excellent.
which
Fantastic.
is another extra touch that
Yeah.
our
Right.
clients appreciate for sure.
Mhm. Yeah, they
Yeah.
definitely do. Another
Fantastic.
reason why they don't want to leave. So yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Can I quickly
Great.
cut, please? I just need to go to the washroom and I'll come straight back.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, Gav. Yeah. I should have introduced myself as Lindsay Serlin. I don't usually, but for just so you know, for context, Linz, Bates is my maiden name, and I have
Okay.
just kept it for business, just because
Yeah.
I have been at Vapor for almost 20 years. But
Yeah.
my name is Serlin, my last name, so it's all good.
Gotcha. No worries. No
No
worries.
worries. Yeah.
So I don't have we'll cut this out, but I don't have a lot more questions. But I wondered if, between you and Gavin, if you wanted, I thought that was good talking about exactly what we just talked about,
Yeah,
talk about the
honestly,
company
Lance,
and
I so agree, and such a big part of music and our expansion, as I said, during a really
Yeah.
unpredictable time. So everyone contracts, we expand.
Yeah.
And truthfully, the Atmos studio was a request from us working with Apple, and the Apple network demands that, or it's a request, I should say, that we make sure that we are accommodating everything, or I guess what's the word, mixing
But-
everything in Atmos. But
Yeah.
we could have done one studio, we did two.
Yeah.
We also have Vancouver, so we have 6 studios, which is
Wow.
pretty intense.
Wow.
It's a lot. I think as far as our competitors go, we're certainly the biggest, and we could definitely take on the most amount of work.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
I think we
right.
need to,
Okay.
maybe we need to hit on that. I didn't realize you had 6 studios. And it's interesting, the Apple thing. I was in Montreal at a VFX studio, and
Mhm.
Apple came in for an audit. And I mean, we have regularly go through Disney audits and others, studios that would come in and say, your studio needs to have the following security requirements. Apple had a whole new list. And
Oh, wow.
the other thing that was really funny was everyone that we saw from Apple was probably about 30 years old. Everyone else from Disney was like 60. So it was a different vibe. And it was very funny. I remember because I was with MPC at the time, and they'd come through a Toronto studio, and it was a different team, very regimented. You got to have this and 2 more cameras here for security, and you need to black out all these curtains, and you need to, and then they got to Montreal, and it was like we got their B team. And they were like, "Oh, don't worry about that. That'll be fine." And but we'd obsessed, like anxious for weeks about this visit coming.
Of course.
And because Toronto got ripped apart, but in Montreal it was like, let's go for lunch. How are you guys doing? And I told them we're moving the studio to a new location a few months from now. They said, "Oh, well, the audit's over. Let's just see the new studio when you've got it built. Forget it." So they greenlit a bunch of projects with no security audit. It was just odd to see the kind of lack of kind of consistency.
Absolutely. That's a huge lack of consistency.
Oh,
Yeah,
and-
I'm surprised.
Oh, we were shocked, and the founder of the studio in Toronto at the time, he would scare us for months. He's like, if we miss this Disney audit, we might not get work out of them for 2 years. So he said, if we have anything out of place and we miss an audit, I will fire at least one of you, maybe 2 of you. So it was that kind of motivational speech.
Gotta love the fear tactic. Yeah.
We were buttoning
there's
down
an angle there.
everything. Yeah. And even if we couldn't get a camera in on time, we would print off the purchase order to show it's coming next week. Here's the camera.
Gosh.
Anyways, enough about that. So Gavin, I was just saying to Lindsay when you're out that I don't have a ton more questions. So if there's anything you wanted to add,
easy.
Gavin needs more questions. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it was great. I think
What about the
covered
secret
most-
sauce question? What about
the secret sauce? But I think we could both contribute to that, Gav. I mean,
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get into it then. So we'll kind of do a cut edit here because
Sure.
I was trying to feed that in the sense that you've got these engineers internally who can do all sorts of wizardly tricks and stuff.
That's the secret
Are
sauce.
they ever
That's
wizards?
what
We covered that.
That's what I thought the secret sauce was. But hey, if you've got another flavor of secret sauce, don't let me steal your thunder. I'd rather have you
What
say
do you think,
it,
Lynn? Have we got more secret sauce?
I think we have some more secret sauce that I think that backs up I think that, as you kind of touched upon, the way musicians are born and bred these days is different. The way they learn how to compose is different. I think gone are the days where you sit down and learn how to properly play an instrument. So I actually feel like the benefit to our creative directors, obviously we've touched upon our engineers, is that all of our creative directors are musicians and are very well versed in actually playing instruments. So it's not as though, you know, they're learning on Pro Tools and just plugging in an instrument. They actually know
Right.
what they're doing. If we have a client say, can you throw some live musicians off the floor and actually record your original composition, we can do it. Whereas I don't know that a lot of our competitors, and I'm not, you know, not to bring that up too much, but I do believe that they're all musicians. The evolution of their music sensibility stems from being well-trained musicians, touring musicians, you know, a lot of them. And I think in this day and age, when music is, not that it's devalued, but it is just not taken on in the same way with the same passion. It's a little bit different. I think that authenticity is part of the secret sauce, because I think it takes the craft to a different level.
Right. Great. Gavin, would you agree?
Should I keep talking, Gav?
No, I mean, everything you say is great. I just want to take the secret sauce a slightly different angle.
Okay, great.
All right.
So I think another part of our secret sauce is our willingness to invest into the future. And by that, I mean creating a pipeline for a new flow of talent to come to us. And by that, we're looking to do that by partnering with various organizations and institutions and create programs that facilitate the professional development of up-and-coming creatives, particularly from the BIPOC community. Because we find that, you know, not only, as you can imagine, from my own personal perspective, it's very important to me, but also post-COVID, the recognition that the creative industries need to open up to more marginalized communities. And I think as a company, we need to be extremely proactive and be on the front foot and making that happen. We've already done work in that area as well already, providing our resource outsiders to come in and understand the craft and art of composition, of doing composition work, whether writing a piece of music to brief for an advert or a theme for a theme song for a kids show, and the discipline involved in doing that. Also, sound design, music editing, dialogue editing, post, all these different elements that we do all day, every day, a lot of young people have no idea about. So for them to be able to walk into a space like this and understand that a space like this even exists, and then understand the various disciplines that are out there that they can engage in and build a sustainable career, similar to Lindsay's point, whilst exploring their avenue as a musician or producer. But, you know, understanding as they get older and understand the bigger picture, this is something they can do in parallel.
Right.
One-stop shop.
Exactly. So for us, and it's so important for us because, you know, with that one-stop shop, and we, as I say, you know, one of the great things we love to do is write songs.
Yeah.
Right.
And how we do that is not just, you know, somebody in a room strumming a guitar, but we like to do songwriting camps as well, where we get external songwriters and singers to come in and come with a fresh take on a particular genre or sound that maybe we haven't had before, or a client has never heard of before. And having the client sitting in the studio with us, workshopping the songs and what they're hearing. So they get a sense of ownership. Well, they do get the ownership because there's a buyout anyway, but creative ownership of what we're trying to develop and create for them.
Right. And probably a fantastic experience for them as well, right? Because that's often not the case if they're involved.
No, usually it's like, there you go,
agree.
have a listen, let us know what you think. But no, actually come in and sit with us, meet the musicians, and let's see what we can create together, which may be even bigger than what you were thinking.
Absolutely. It really furthers the connections and the relationships as well. It's a very relationship-driven industry.
I mean, myself and Lindsay, that's our job, is relationships. That's what we do.
And we do it because we love it. And because without connection, there's no growth. So, yeah.
Right, great. And Lindsay, I think you'd mentioned earlier you have 6 studios. Am I correct?
We do. We have 5 situated on Adelaide and downtown Toronto, and then we also have one in Chinatown in Vancouver, and that helps us to accommodate the Pacific Standard Time Zone, and we have tons of clients in Vancouver.
Sure, sure. Excellent. Good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, I don't have any other questions that are brimming at me right now, but I thank you both for your time and all of the conversation. I think it's great, and hopefully we can continue more at another date.
I hope
Awesome,
so.
Lance. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
Lynn.
both.
Appreciate your
Thank
time.
you. All right, and we'll
Take
cut.
care. Okay.
Thanks.
That was
All
quick.
right.
That was
Yeah.
I feel like I was so nervous at the beginning. I almost peed my pants.
Lindsay, you made it such a
Wow.
drama out of it.
But I know I did. That's what I do. I'm an only child. I don't know.
It was
Like,
fantastic though. No, and you know, again, we've got more than we need. We can edit in and out, and
please
then
edit out as much of me as possible.
So you're
Well-
going to liaise with Adam, right?
I will.
Don't cut you out, Lindsay. You're in there.
Yeah,
Just,
Lindsay,
you know,
you're
Great
critical
start.
to this, Lindsay. Come on, you
Yeah,
gotta be there.
we're not going to be on the cutting floor.
throw in
young
the white woman, okay? As a white female owner.
lady. Oh, white woman.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Throw in the black man. Hey! There you go. Right.
I'm gonna go shave my beard now and see if I look younger after this. Yeah.
Go and listen to Mirror in the
Let us know.
Bathroom.
I'm gonna go clean this off my shirt.
Yeah, get a new shirt on, Linz, next time. Part 2.
All right.
God.
But
All
I
right,
do
guys,
now
thank
that
you.
we've done this, I really want to do the other video where we're all eating something
Yeah,
sloppy
because you
I-
did Ken. The last one you did was with Ken, right?
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And we're working with those guys at Wild Mains.
Right.
We're doing music and songs for those guys.
Well,
Mhm.
here's my other thing I've often wanted to do. You know, these 3 squares. I don't know. My screen shows 3 of us in a row. I've always
Okay.
wanted to get 9 people and then do a Brady Bunch or a Hollywood Squares
that's
thing.
funny.
You know, where we're pointing down exactly right up and down and this sort
That's
of thing.
funny.
I think
Okay.
like Zoom is like, I don't know. There's probably spoofs out there, but I think that would be a great parody that we do the Brady Bunch or something.
Celebrity Squares.
Yeah. So yeah. I want to be Paul Lind. I want to have those zingers. And
There you go. There you go.
But Gavin, on that point of having parties, I bumped into a producer from ARC Productions when it was alive. She took me out for dinner recently. Wanted to catch up, and we kept bantering this idea of having, because there was a group of studios that Dan Kretsch started, and it was DKP when it was Dan, then it became IDT, and then something else, and then eventually Stars from Denver buys it, and then it becomes ARC. But it
Right.
has a 27-year lifetime span in Toronto
Okay.
under various banners. And
Art
so
used to be
I
across the road from us in George Street, right?
perfect.
Back in the
Yes,
day.
absolutely. So that's it. So my thinking is to do either an anniversary party or a nostalgic get together and try and cobble together if anyone has pictures but do like a reunion.
Okay.
And I was racking my brain in the city, like what pub or what bar or what, and
Yeah.
I don't know if it makes sense to do it there, but my thinking is if we have a lot of production staff who possibly might be influencing where the music is going to get done, they see your space and go, what the hell? I had no idea, right? Maybe we should bring it here. So that's my thought is that,
Well, we've
'Cause
had
I-
this conversation. We've had this conversation before, Lance. So
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
it's something that we're interested in for sure. Absolutely.
yeah, and the woman I was talking to, she was like, yeah, let's do it. And she'd worked in games and all sorts of production studios, and I think she's at Ubisoft right now, if I remember.
Okay.
Hmm.
But again, I was
Yeah.
thinking like, how do we rope those folks in? And so there's the thought. We'd need a few weeks at least to plan it, but I can get back in touch with her if you're open to it.
Lindsay?
I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, and then you would obviously it requires some planning, but to get people through the door and to see the space, to your point, Lance, about who knows that
Yeah.
it's here, like let's let them know,
Yeah.
Let's
And
keep on
you know,
talking about that for sure, please.
the
Yeah.
space sells itself once they get in. They'll be
Yeah.
like, wow,
It really does.
this-
And
it's-
I really don't know that people know enough
Yeah.
about it, and we're trying. So this would really help. Sure.
Okay, cool. All right, great.
Yeah. Good to know.
All right, look, I'll let you
Okay.
both get back to it, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Lance.
Lance.
And tell me, before I forget, will you liaise with Adam?
I will.
With
I'll
you?
chase Adam down.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
And
then
I'll
we'll-
copy you on that email so you've got
please
it.
Do.
Yeah.
Please do.
Okay.
Please do. And maybe I'll see you tomorrow at Dark Slope, yeah?
Yeah, I'll try and get there.
All right, let's touch base
All right.
tomorrow. Thank
Cheers.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Lance.
Thanks again.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.